Hi all, welcome back to more Unconditional Surrender. This is still training scenario 4. This is my part 21 now. Now I watched back part 20, so we're up to date. I released part 20 just there, we're on there. So I'm all up to date with things. I had a few comments, just want to run through them, hopefully kind of quickly and not take up too much time. Some things from Martin and then also from Sal, the designer. Just try to clear up some of my thinking maybe with some things. Right, there's not enough of a lot in timestamp territory here. So this is part 11. Martin confirming you can attack and you also have zone of control across the strait. Okay, yeah. So I think this must have been, or was it down here maybe? This was part 11, so no, then again, his timestamp that he does have is regarding the pro-axis marker in Sweden. Yeah, it must have been when I took Norway. Yeah, okay, so it might have been these straits here, moving across these straits. Anyway, you do get a -2 DRM for attacking across a strait. And the designer actually chimes in on this one as well, confirming that. Yeah, attacking across the strait at Hickside is -2. I think I knew that one. I must have been debating something though. I think it was maybe just moving across. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I say, the timestamp he's got is the 59-minute mark, and that's when we must have took Norway, because what he says there is you could have placed a pro-axis marker in Sweden with old rules because it shares a land border with a conquered friendly country. So I think when we conquered Norway, in the old rules, I would have been able to place a pro-axis marker in Stockholm, right? And I'm getting that now, and you've got to understand that. Remember back when I did play a bit of this game, and yeah, it would have just been myself. That's how I would have resolved things. So with these new rules, new to me anyway, it has maybe troubled me a little bit. He says, with the new rules, it also has to be adjacent to an active friendly country. An active country is one with its own units and production. Denmark is relevant in both the old and new rules because it doesn't share a land border. Yeah, and I did sort of query that, these straits, are these connected? But I didn't think it was, because I remember seeing something that the designer mentioned before. So, old rules, when I conquered Norway, I would have been able to put pro-axis marker in Sweden. New rules, conquer Norway, and you're kind of snookered, aren't you? Unless for some reason you've got another active country, an active friendly country like Finland or something like that. I suppose that could have been possible. We could have Finland, let's just say we activated Finland earlier, then conquered Norway, then Sweden would have been adjacent to the conquered country, and it would also been adjacent to the active friendly Finland. So that's how you would have been able to do that. But that's the restricted one though. That's the thing, isn't it? That's a restricted success. Whereas a non-restricted success, and I can't remember exactly how you get them, I want to say that would have allowed me to put into Sweden because it's adjacent to Norway. Maybe. Right, okay, I'll not delve too deep. Let's see if I can find any more, because yeah, and then the designer also commented on this part, said Denmark and Sweden do not share a land border. The transport line doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, the fact there's a transport line, to be honest, the transport line just goes down to Copenhagen and then you've got the strait. So I think things are connected right to there, but that little bit there is where it's the problem, and that's not a land border. Anyway, he confirms Denmark and Sweden do not share a land border. And he also says here, you can move and attack across a strait that has no transport line. So was it maybe here I was talking about then? Possibly. And the fact these have got transport lines, yeah. So I could just move from there to there. Although that's moving into Sweden, so there's actually I wouldn't be able to do that unless I declare war on them, wouldn't I think? Anyway, right, and this other bit's quite interesting. So, again, trying to help me understand this. So, he says, what he says is, a conquered country is inactive. And let's talk Norway here, sort of, because this is what... Actually, I think he mentions Denmark, but either or, Denmark, Norway. A conquered country is inactive and still considered part of the faction it joined when active. For example, Denmark is a conquered Western country. Right, so therefore the Axis don't consider it a friendly country. The Axis can control all of Denmark's cities, which are then friendly cities to the Axis. However, for rules that use the word country, Denmark is not Axis friendly or Soviet friendly for that matter. Okay, so that helps a little bit in grasping what it all means. So even when we conquer Denmark is still not friendly to the Axis or anything like that. Okay, good stuff. Right, where are we? There's maybe a couple more things. Denmark and Sweden. Yeah, actually, there's. Oh, I've never seen that one. I didn't reply to that one. So Martin's commented part 12 at the 47-minute mark. Active/inactive countries are explained in 2.1.1. A conquered country is not active. Okay, 2.1.1. Which says, this is just out my rulebook though, not out the errata rules, so in case there's something changed. A country is considered active or inactive. An active country has joined a faction and has units in play. An inactive country is neutral, conquered or ceded in its entirety to another country. It has no units in play. Right, I think I'm starting to grasp it all. It's one of the bits, just some things within rules and games do, so I do struggle with a bit. I think that's it. I think that's all. Denmark and Sweden. Yeah, that was the one other one that... oh no, there was a couple more. I forgot about that one as well. I'm not commenting on that. Martin's replied back to me when he brought up the France and UK are already at war with Germany, and I'm like, just trying to say that it's... he says, the terminology is a bit special. They can't declare war. This is me confused about the Nazi-Soviet pact, saying that the Western faction and Soviet faction can't... that neither of them can declare war. So he says the terminology is a bit special. They can't declare war, but if the Axis declare war on them, which they have to do to attack any country, they are at war. However, France couldn't declare war on Belgium, for example, until both pacts are gone. Yeah, it's all a bit fiddly. I was reading a bit about it today, though. I was digging into the rules a bit when I had a bit of time at work. And some of the bits were sort of clicking in place and whatever. And understanding a lot more about a lot of the policies that are built into the game, and it actually says that some of these policies are built in and some of these conditional things are built in the home defence to avoid certain things from breaking the game rule, you know. The home defence is there to stop you from going doing daft things, like maybe what I've got the Western Desert Force up here and things like that. Well, that's yeah. Well, that wasn't. I don't think that was a restriction that was broken. However, so but certain other things, like you've got to keep, because like we're doing West invaded. We're doing the West first, and the Germans have to keep these over here, and that's a rule. That's a policy. That's a home defence that's in place, because if that wasn't there, the Soviets can't attack you, so you would have all them across there, wouldn't you? And it's to stop you from, you you would still have units here, wouldn't you? And it's a wee bit similar to me dragging that Western Desert Force away. I mean, that should really be still down there, shouldn't it? I don't think I don't think there was a restriction that held it there, but you know, I don't know. I was going to say maybe there should be, but remember, we're only playing part of the campaign. We're only playing up until the end of December, so we're not caring about what's happening down there, which is maybe silly of me. I should have. Well, not only that, I'll tell you what. These are causing a right pain. Because bringing that extra British unit up here, I think, was a mistake, because I think we are going to struggle to get through this, because they've got air superiority pretty much now, and now they've got 2 units that can be supported by air. Okay, they've started running through their sorties now, but I mean, they've been making a mess of me, haven't they? I mean, okay, the die rolls did not go well at all here, but anyway, let's get this last. There was one other thing that I wanted to mention yet, and I haven't replied to this one either, which I'd forgot about. Where are they in the box? I meant to mention this ages ago, to be honest. Or did I not show them? I think I spoke about maybe using them and then put them away. Is there not 2 of them? No. Movement point. Well, I'll bring that as well. Nah, there should be another one, Grant. Ah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I mentioned the game comes with attacker and defender DRM markers. And I should have showed these earlier. And it does indeed. It comes with that. Is that focusing? Maybe, I don't know if it's catching or not. So plus DRM attacker. And then on the back you've got minus DRM attacker. And what you do with these is, well, I'll try and show it. And then there's one for the defender as well, both sides. And there's also one that just says movement points, to track your movement points. And what you're meant to do with these, right? But it's going to be difficult to kind of... Oh, no, I'll tell you what. Because they've got these at the bottom of the map, but they've also got them at the very top of the map as well. It's these up here. I mean, you can see they're not really handy up there. I mean, the ones on the bottom would work for me, but because I'm trying to record things and everything. So, you know, when I activate the 2nd Panzer unit, you know, I'm going to say, right, he's got 10 movement points. You know, I'm going to do that and then track his movement points down. You can see that is clearly easier to do a D10 or a D12 or whatever. The DRMs up here, you can see, right, that's the defender, he's got +2, and then the attacker's got -1, and you put them on there, and then you roll your dice. You say, and he was suggesting that I could have maybe using them down here. It's just going to be, I could do it. I hadn't really thought about it, but I think if I was able to, like +2 German, +2. Yeah, no, actually, that would work, wouldn't it? Look. There is a space to be able to do that. So that's the attacker, and he's getting a +5, or he's getting a +3, or things are bad. He's getting a -2. And then the defender can go... it's maybe going to be a little trickier to track with the defender one, because there's plenty of space to fit the whole counter up there. It's a shame they didn't have it there. It's obviously a space issue though. So yeah, so if I was saying that theirs were a -2, would you kind of see that as being the 2? I don't know. Yeah, it would have worked for me if there'd been the big space that they've got there down the side, but clearly that was to stop it. It would have been away down here, wouldn't it? It would have been away down here if it was wanting the same space for it, and it clearly doesn't need it for that. And these weren't meant to be put there, were they? I should really just get some more of these dice. And I was searching again to see if there might just be normal dice, and I would like different colours of them as well. You know, I don't know if you can customise that, you know, like make up your own dice. You probably could. There's probably somewhere you could do it. Because it would be nice to have the grey one, you know, with up to -6, or I mean, if you're going to be on -6, does it really matter? So just a row of D6 grey one and a D6 blue one with minuses on it, and then also 2 with pluses on it. And that, that would be... I mean, okay, it's maybe a bit extreme. It's not really that needed, is it? As long as I don't make a mistake, and when I'm doing this, say, right, that's a +2 instead of, and it should be a -2 or something. It would be nice to show it better. I'll persevere with what I'm doing. I'll even if I just got another couple of these, it would help, because then I could, that's all I need. The fact that they sent me 2, I had a look on the website again, and you know what? It actually shows selling these for the same price, and it's showing 10 of them. I think I've been ripped off. When I say ripped off, it didn't cost very much, like I say. Okay, right. I've just had another comment from the designer. Well, I can call him officially Sal now. Referring to me as Sal is fine, he says. Less letters to type and say. So this was this the latest part? No, 14. Around the 13-minute mark, you did it correctly. Western cities that have not been moved into yet by the Axis are still friendly to the West and enemy to the Axis. For retreat purposes, a Western unit can retreat into a Western city, provided you're also putting a 1-hex gap between the defender and attacker. In USC, a country never switches factions, and a country is only friendly to the faction it joined. Places like Estonia are different because they are ceded, they disappear. However, if they aren't ceded, they follow the standard rules. A city comes under the control of whoever moved into it last. Okay? That's what the control markers are there to help with remembering. It doesn't matter what the status of the country is at the time you're checking something. There is an exception, sort of, for when a country first activates. In that case, all of its cities are under the control of the faction it joined. Fair enough. However, even in this situation, the status doesn't matter other than the fact it activated. Okay, that was just a quick comment that's just came in recently. I'll look back more on that at the 13-minute mark. It's difficult to sometimes retain it all, when these comments come in, and that's why it is helpful with the timestamp, so you can kind of look back on things. And okay, right. I want to push on with some gameplay because I can still get a part, and I was hoping to maybe. I don't think I will, to be honest. I start a bit later tomorrow, but I've left it a bit late coming up here, so we'll see. What are some of the other things that came to mind? I was reading, again, like I said, reading some of the rules that maybe weren't so freshly read recently by me. Some of the later on rule stuff about the policies and etc. And also production. Yeah, pretty sure it got confirmed to me that France taking Paris back again regains them that factory. That wasn't an issue. Yeah, I think there was another few things that were on my mind when I was reading the rules, and I was like, oh, right, yeah, okay, that's good to know. They're just not springing to mind at the moment. So I'll push on, and then if they come up. Yeah, it's been a terrible turn for the Germans, hasn't it? Now, I went away last night thinking we should have done an assault on this rather than do the attack. But I'll tell you what, after looking it over and thinking about it again, and I think I also made a comment that we would have had a +6 against a +3 for our assault. Well, we wouldn't have had. We would have had a +6 against a +5 because the British tanks would have came in. So it would have been +6 against +5. Okay, what did we end up with? The best, when we first attacked the Panzer, we had +4 and he had +5 because he used the tanks. He had one more than us, and he rolled well and stopped us from that. So I mean, that +6 against +5. Okay, it could have went for us. But there was just one shot of that, so I'm not so sure if that would have been the right way or not. Like I say, if you watch that guy, Robert, I think it is, who goes through all the probabilities of what's best, if you should do single attacks or join up, and he would probably be able to work that out, but that's too much for me about what should be best. But I kept kicking myself last night thinking I should have done it that way, and then afterwards, watching it back today, I thought, you know what, maybe not. But none of this went well at all either, did it? And then we also didn't advance this guy after combat because we were worried about supply, and it now looks like this guy can pop back in here, support this guy, and it's just a mess, isn't it? Anyway. And yeah, like I say, bringing this up from Egypt has really caused us problems because there's 2 British units, there's now 2 air units, and you know, advancing the British unit into Paris makes total sense now that because it was getting air support. We cannot knock. I'm wondering, could we knock the air out next turn? The British were probably not in range yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6. No, he's not either. So he's in range of that, and he's in range of that, I suppose. I mean, you take them out, and then the French are still going. Actually, where is the French air's under here, I think. I should probably put that back. Actually, I like the air on top. I think maybe we had left that guy up there because we thought he was going to be getting knocked out. So then it leaves you with the French here coming in, but then again, Paris is probably a priority. So if we were to take out the British here, I'm not so sure we'll be able to, though. The fact he's got 3 sorties, that one. I remember they got a +1 in the fight as well. Anyway, okay, right, well, let's push on with the rest of the Axis operations, because we do still have these 2 in units. We do still have this 1 sortie. Well, there's a thought. I mean, you could maybe fly that closer, Grant. Should I be thinking about that rather than not bothering about... Well, if we had 3 6 sorties, so we're going to go knock them all down to 4s. He's going to have this down to 3 and this down to 1. That's hopeless. That feels kind of hopeless, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I don't know how we're going to... Maybe we should just not worry so much about Paris at the moment, and maybe just try the assault, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Because the other thing, they're going to get their tanks back as well for our assault on it. So they're going to get air support and tanks. Yeah. And we're... I think we want this to be a primary attack. Well, I don't think that matters because you get the -1 coming across the river, so I don't think it matters what way you do it. Okay. I'll tell you what else I've just remembered as well is the mistakes that I'd made. First, I'm going to switch these about because what happened was this guy, well, actually, let's just leave him there just now. This guy was in here, should have been reduced. Immobilized, he should have been reduced. And then what I did was we then mounted our attack on the 2nd Panzer here, and I moved this into place here so that he was going to be he was going to be the primary attacker because it wasn't coming across the river. These 3 were going to attack. Let me zoom in a little bit. These 3 were going to attack, and he was going to be the primary because he wasn't coming across the river. However, if he had been just one of the extra ones, it wouldn't matter. But him being the primary means that he gets a -2, doesn't he? Because he's reduced strength. And I didn't get the time to rebuild him. So what I said in my comment was, what I'm going to say happened was that we moved the Alps unit into there to be the primary attacker, and we moved this guy into here. So that's how they're sitting. However, then we went into rebuilding them, and I'm going to flip this guy back, right? The thing was, though, I know this all sounds a bit messy, but they only had 7 points to rebuild, and they had 2 air sorties that they wanted to fix, which is 6 points. And then they brought this guy back. So I'm going to put this guy back. I'm going to put him back in the... Because, to be honest, there's 2 or 3 things that have happened that have benefited the Western faction. The other one was the attack on the German Panzer that hit that time, and it shouldn't have done because I counted the numbers up wrong. And that's all production points that the Germans had to spend to put that back. And so I'm putting this back because they would not have been able to afford to bring this back in. So he's gone back into mobilisation. Fortunately, he wasn't really involved in anything. I mean, that was just the end of the last turn. And what I'm going to say... Well, you really should only rebuild one of the air units, Grant, shouldn't you? Well, you know what? I'll just leave that. Let's just pretend that they had 8 production points, not 7, right? And their 8 were 3 here, 3 here, because this is 2 to do flip over because it's mobile. I thought at first, oh, that's fine, we're bang on 7, and I could just take that guy away, and then I thought, oh, he's a mobile unit, because he costs 2 to mobilise. So let's just give them the benefit and just say that they had 2. But I'm going to switch the positions of the A2 because that wasn't right as well. So that's that kind of fixed as best as I could. Yeah. Okay, so second Panzer, we've got the first German, and then we've got a sortie. Yeah, and this second Panzer's surrounded as well, so he needs to do something. Yeah, we never got nothing going at all, did we? I mean, we had chances of maybe isolating this. Well, now would have been another chance to maybe not isolate. He would probably move to there, wouldn't he? So should I attack that way or that way? I mean, this first infantry could attempt that. Should I maybe try that first and see how he gets on, maybe? If I do get him retreating, remember though, Grant, you're getting only a +2, and then it's -1 coming across the river, so it's a +1 against a +1, unless you use your air. It feels more sensible to use the Panzers. I'm more than likely, I've got a better chance of a result using the Panzers, I think. And then do I follow him? And then I'm going to have to watch. I'm going to have to watch where I go. So Stuart had reminded me on, the more I push forward, I'm going to have to watch for supply. Yeah, because all these forts are still in place. We've not done any of them. We do have, if I could trace it to there. So if I was sitting in there, I'd be able to trace supply into there, but... So maybe I should go the other way then? Although, hold on. No, that's not a supply trace for me as well, though. I need to go... In fact, no, that's the hex I ended up being in before, and I was out of supply, wasn't I? So I don't think you should bother with that one. I think you should go that way. Yeah, I think it's been wise keeping these forts together, because I feel like I need to try and take this fort out. I think we looked at that already, and that didn't look promising because we're going to have supply issues. I don't really want to go for any of this because I can't move down into Dijon without going out of supply. I mean, I could move into this hex and then, well, we don't have it isolated, do we? What a mess. Well, none of this helped up here because this all went rubbish as well, didn't it? Maybe... No, because you've already said you can't move that into there or it's going to be out of supply. Oh, I'm not sure what to do here. So, I'm going to activate second panzer and we're going to attack the Alps unit. I thought at first about throwing their last point in the air into this attack, so we've got a +6 against him. To see if we can just blow him out the water, if you like. But a DE result is still... Yeah, you need the dice to go your way. But then I also thought if I go to DD... He retreats into Dijon, reduced, and then we follow him to there and attack into Dijon. Thing is, I'm not going to be able to advance into Dijon because of the supply. Just really to try and eliminate the unit, I think. I don't know if that's silly or not. I don't feel like leaving the second Panzer unit there because, I mean, he is in a bit of trouble. He's not got a retreat hex. So let's do that. Let's not use the air, though. Let's hope we get a good result and maybe even still get a DD. 4 + 1. +4 and 1. No, I mean, I'd need to roll like a 3 or a 4 and hope he rolled a 1 or a 2. It's possible. Okay, I'll activate the second Panzer. Let's just do it. You're taking too long, Grant. So down to 10. Oh god, that's down to 18 points. Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? Well, it's probably not. Right, anyway, down to 18 points, right. And then... So going to attack, well, hang on, that's 10 points. So it's only costing them 2 to attack, though. That's a good thing there. And the French can't, they've nothing they can put in. No. So I'm going to make the attack for 2. So that's down to 8 movement points. And I don't think I'm putting the air in. Let's just have a little look first, though. So it's +2 for German, +2 for tanks. So it's pretty straightforward. There's a +4 and the French are +1. Oops. So like I say, I mean, trying to get this DD result, you really need to look maybe to there. Maybe I got a 4, but then he's got to roll just a 2. And if I get a 6, he can roll a 3. Yeah, he needs to roll low, though, doesn't he? Whereas if we were to jump that up to 6, better chance of the DD result, which means he retreats into Dijon, and he gets a -2. That's maybe better then. Maybe I should put the air into this one rather than keep it for Dijon. Thing is, I'm not going to be able to advance into Dijon either without getting myself into supply issues. Right, I'm going to go for it. We're going to use the air. I'm just going to use the air here. I'm taking too long with this as well. Overthinking. I know I do that, but... Right, so I'm going to use the air as well. So we're at a +6. And he's at a +1. Right, let's see some better die rolls. Come on. If they'd been the other way about, I think we would have got what we wanted. If we had the 4, we might have got what we wanted. I think we're only going to get a DR with this, so that's a 9 to a 5. That is indeed. Like I say, if he'd got a 4 and he'd got a 3, it would have been a DD. So, right, okay, so it is a retreat, but just a retreat. Okay, so, well, I mean, he can go here or here, but yeah, sure way it does go to Dijon. Right, so we will advance. What am I thinking? I can still trade supply there. I can also maybe bring this guy into here to attack, maybe this or this for the last sort of swing things. We do have the Hungarian unit as well, but finding a space to like get and make an attack, and these can't advance any further than these 2 hexes, so I don't think I'm going to get the space to be able to do it. Anyway, so Second Panzer is going to attack again. This time it's going to cost him 3 points because he's attacking into the city and fair weather. So it's 2 for the city, 1 for the attack. Is that right? Yeah, 2 to move into an enemy city and 1 to attack and clear and fair weather. Right, so 5, yeah. So no air left now, so it's just down to the Panzers. 4 and the +1 for the French. Here we go. Oh man, the dice are hating the Germans. So 8 to 7, that's going to be a nothing. Well, you might as well. I've got one other try at it, so I'll knock myself down to 2 movement points. Yeah, and the odds are still the same numbers. Here we go. Ah! Another double 6. Amazing. 10 to 7. Might be a retreat actually. It is. 10, yeah, 6 + 4 to 7, yeah. So it is a DR, it is a retreat. Anything but a swear, no, it needed to be needed to be a lot less than a 6. A 10, we needed him to roll, to be honest, just a 3 would have done. Well, then again, to be honest, my plan was here is try and wipe the guy out. If he's just reduced, he's just going to rebuild, so... Anyway, we do have a retreat, so where does he go? That's into rough, so possibly there then, I think. Thing is, I can't advance. No, I can't. So I don't advance after combat. I've got 2 movement points left, so yeah, I can't even attack this. It's going across the river. Yeah. I mean, all I could do is... Yeah, I can't. I could move him back there. But... Well... No, Grant, that's silly. Thinking, why not just... Alright, no, he'll not be able to move into Dijon anyway. He can because he's advanced after combat. This guy can't. I was going to say, well, just chuck him in there and suffer the consequences. But then he's going to get attacked. He's going to be in low supply. Okay, so just going to leave him there then. And end his activation. Right. So, okay, I'll activate the first infantry. I might as well, I think. So he activates with 8 movement points. He spends 1, 2 to cross here. So he's down to 6. He's now going to spend 2 to attack, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to attack that. So he was on 6. He's going to spend 2 to attack, so he's going to be down to 4. And yeah, so it's just a +2 to a +1 this time. No panzers anymore. +2 to +1, no air. So just, yeah, just Germans need the dice to start playing game, I think. Okay, here we go. No, it's not. Well, might be. 75. No, I don't think it is. No. So that's a nothing. You doing it again? Yeah, I might as well. So I've got 2 movement points left. We're doing it again with the same numbers. They're all rolling very close numbers, aren't they? They're just the same. That's a 4 to a 4, so that's going to be nothing as well. Right, I'll do the last one. And to be honest, I mean, I can't advance after combat anyway, but that's a waste of time. I'd been better having a shot at the BF. But I think I looked at the odds of that. I mean, yeah, but maybe you should have, Grant. Why didn't I? No, because we'd be at +1 and they'd be at +3. That's not going to work, is it? I don't even think if you could have got that. If they were at a +3 and I was at a +1, I rolled a 6 to get a 7, then they'd have to roll a 1. Yeah, I think I worked that one out before. But, I don't know, maybe it might have been worth a nibble. Right, well, you didn't do that. So I'm spending my last 2 movement points to just make the same attack. Oh, come on. 2 4s. Just the dice they're not, we're not getting big swings with the dice. It's all very close together. So that's a 6 against a 5, and that's a nothing as well. So, a poor dice rolling from the Germans in this turn completely. I don't think they got very little move. I mean, okay, they nudged that guy there. They nudged that guy back into Cali. They nudged him back into there, and then didn't fill that space. And it's just a mess, I think. So anything else? Well, no. Now, I've got these 3 here, but I feel like we possibly should be trying to do something with a 4 maybe, but I don't know. And then the Hungarian unit, but he's nowhere to go. He can't. Yeah, he's nowhere to go. So there's no point in that. No, it never went like this in the training scenario where I took France. It went very smoothly. Admittedly, we didn't have the WDF up here at that time. And you don't get the extra British Air unit, do you, in that scenario? Don't think you do anyway. Okay, well, I think that's just done. The Germans are able to trace supply. Yeah, I moved that guy out there, but fortunately, he's still in his fort. So there's no zone of control in there, so I can go 1, 2 into there, and then that's on transport line. He can do the same, 1, 2. These are fine. Yeah, everything else is fine. And the Hungarians have to go trace right through Germany back to Hungary, but that's fine as well. Okay, right, I'll reset the Germans and we'll move over onto the Western operations. Right, okay, that's the Germans all reset. So the British do still have some air support here. Is there anything they're going to want to try and do, though? Is there anybody... I mean, these all have a retreat option, don't they? Actually, he doesn't. The 9th Infantry there doesn't. Oh, and we want to move that guy back in. Well, there you go. There's an attack for you. Oh dear. And then this guy probably wants to move back into Dijon. However, could we? Can I get air support to there? 2, 3, 4. No. That's a pity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One short. Well, you would get to here. I suppose you could just use these 3 to attack him. And then just move that guy back into Dijon. And I was thinking about trying to get the second Panzer again, move the WDF round, but the other thing is, I mean, do you want to burn through your sorties and start getting close to the point where you're, the Germans are going to be able to have maybe a go at taking you out, taking the British air out. Well, I think I'm only going to fly 2 sorties, so there's still maybe 2 left. Right, I think it's just going to be 2 assaults again. I'm going to activate this guy, the 6th Infantry. Because I think that does make sense coming back in there, giving that guy a bit of support, and we're going to have a knock at him because he's got nowhere to go. So I'm activating the 6th for 1 point, and he's moving into there. And I mean, yeah, I know you could consider mobile attacks this time, remember, Grant? +1 for being French against +2 for being German. And that would be that, because he can't receive air support. Whereas the BAF could. He could mobile attack him rather than do the whole assault thing. So well, what you could do is do a 2-pronged assault on him and let the BF maybe have a couple of nibbles at him. What would your total be? It'd be +1 for British, +2 for air, and then excuse me, another +2 for 2 extra units. So that would be a +5 to a +2. That's pretty good when he's nowhere to go. But we could do a +2 against a no, that would be a +2. 1 for French, 1 for the extra unit. Yeah, that'd be a +2 against a +2. And then you could... Thing is, you don't want to do many... You don't want to burn through your air, I don't think. And again, we're not on the offensive here as the Western faction. We're wanting to just hold our ground, but, mess about a little bit. I think the assault's the better option. I don't know though, I could see that being debated, I think. I'm going to go with it though anyway. So, that guy's going to finish his move, he's going to assault in there. I'm then going to activate the 6th Infantry for 1. He's going to do the same. And then activate the BEF in Paris, which is 2 points, remember. And he's going to assault as well. Because the fact that you get a DD result on him, he's gone. And what am I saying we're going to get? A 5 against a 2. So that's got its chances, I think. Right, we'll leave that for now. I'm going to activate the Alps unit for 1. French are down to 11. And move it back into Dijon. And just end his movement there. And then But to say I can get air support to there, kind of. I don't know if I want to use that guy or. I could use either one of them for this attack, but this attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would have to be him, yeah. So, yeah, I think why not? I don't see there being any harm in this. And again, I don't feel like we should be doing mobile attacks, really. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to activate this. That's actually 3 French points because 1 was mobile. 1, 2, 3. They're down to 8 points. No, they'll go have to watch. They've got 6 to repair their air, and they want to bring that guy back. That's 7. So they've got 8, so it should be alright. And then we're going to activate the WDF for 2 British points. They're down to 12. And we're going to get some more assault markers out. Another 3. Maybe better leaving some of these out, actually. Right. So, yeah, it's just the same again. We're going to... well, that's going to work. He'll be the primary attacker, not coming across the river. So that works. What about the other one? I don't think it matters, the other one, does it? Don't think... none of them are coming across the river, are they? No. And there's no tanks involved as well, which is... Obviously, I'm starting to... I think I'm getting the gist of that now. It's a wee bit tricky, that. Okay, so that, and that. Right, that's probably going to be all the movement, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing the Germans can do. Alright, let's just do this. So I'll just attack this one first. And hold on. Is there not a French unit in here? Yes. You can only assault with 3 units anyway, so +1 against a +2. It's hardly going to do anything, is it? I mean, he could have a wee attack himself, I suppose. I do have 1 other point to spare because I said I need 7, 6 for the 2 air units, and 1 to mobilise that unit that we tried to mobilise the last time illegally. Well, hold on. You don't want to knock this guy back, not until that's been resolved anyway. I could have a swing at this guy. Oh, I don't think I'm going to bother. The thing is, there's no real risk of you taking hits yourself. Not if you're... Oh, hang on, Grant. You're a +1, he's a +2. Yeah, let's just not. He's a +2, you're a +1. I mean, is there a risk if he rolled sorry, you're at +1, you're going to be an attacker. He's a +2. If he rolls a 6 and you roll a 1 or a 2, yeah, you there is a chance you could take a hit. And then that kind of puts you out of place a little bit because I then don't have the production left to repair that as well. Okay, let's pass on that. Right, so I'm going to do these 2 assaults. We're going to do this one first on the 9th infantry. So we have the attackers are the French and the British. The primary to be honest, I don't think it matters which one. We'll just say it's the British then, I guess. Or is he coming across the river, maybe? No, he's in Paris. Yeah, so we'll just say he's the primary attacker. Right, so +1 for him. And then we're running a sortie. So, like I said, that one's got to go there. So I think I'll just wipe this one out. We'll keep that one a bit smaller. So that one goes to 6. And it's run here. Germans can't do anything about it. And then we've got 2 extra French units attacking. Right, so +1 for looking at the assault stuff here. Well, looking at the ground combat DRM. +1 because it's British. +2 for air support and fair weather. That's 3. And then there's 2 extra units that aren't tanks, so it's just +1 for each of them. So that's a +5, isn't it? +5. Yeah, and remember, this guy does not have a retreat hex. And then the Germans get a +2. And there's no rivers coming across or anything like that. So, there we are. Right, and remember, it's the blue dice that's attacking this time. So, a +5 to a +2. Ah! The dice go the other way now. How about that? Right, so yeah, it's a 6 to a 6, isn't it? That's going to be nothing, I think. Yeah. Oh, what, nothing. But you can see, I mean, if they had been reversed, a 9 to a 3 would have actually been a DD. That would eliminate them. So it didn't need an awful lot, but obviously it needed the dice to go the other way. But, well, to be honest, the Germans are due one. So that was that. Nothing doing there, so he's fine. And then let's do the other one then. So I'm going to leave the assault markers there. So this time it's this unit that's the primary attacker. And we are getting air support again for the British unit that's involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It reaches the hex. So, is it the same numbers? It should be, shouldn't it? So it's +1 for French, +2 for air support. See, he's not... I think it's okay because there's a British unit in this fight. That's why the air support can come in. So it's +1 for French, +2 for air support. That's a +3, and then we look at the assault. There's 2 additional units attacking, and although they are coming across the river, primary attacker is not coming across the river. So it's going to be a +5 to a +2 again, isn't it? Yes, it is indeed. This guy does have a retreat though, so... Right, here we go. Spent another way again. Wow. That's exactly the same roll, wasn't it? That's a 6 and a 6. So it's a whole lot of nothing. Well, I'll tell you what, the Germans could have done with their rolls before, but... Well, to be honest, I think they would have traded them. Well, maybe not that first one. That first one, this guy might have been eliminated, leaving a gap in there and making a bit of a mess of things. But so nothing doing there. So a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Right, that's all the stuff done. I don't think I'm going to move anybody else. We've still got 2 sorties left on that as well, which should prevent the Germans from trying to mess with the British, I think. Well, I'll see. Maybe have a look. I don't think this one... Let's say this one's in range of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one's in range of that. And, like I say, I could have moved this one up to maybe do that. I don't know, maybe thing is, this is going to go down to 2, isn't it? So the best I'm going to have is a 4 against a 2. And although we get +2, we get +1. I think the likelihood, I don't think we're going to get 2 sorties on them. Right, any issues with supply for the French or the British? No. No, but they do need to actually trace it, Grant. So we'll just use this convoy again, and put 2 sorties on him. He can trace the 2 British. Oh, there's air as well. So there's 3, isn't there? That's what we had the last time. So I'll put 2 on that one, and I'll put 1 on the other one. Yeah, that's what I've done the last time. And I was able to clear them all. Foreign object there. And that traces supply for them. Convoys don't need to, and then the fleets do their own trace, and that's that. Right, okay, let's straighten things up, and we could probably get this turn finished. I was thinking about just stopping the video there and then coming straight back, but just looking at the time now, I don't really think I can justify doing any more tonight. So let's just wrap this up in our 10-15 minutes, maybe at the most, and call it a night. So, right, where are we? Sequence of play then. SAS operations phase done. There's nobody and no supply. So replacements. Well, I'll just, rather than come across, I'll tell you the Germans have got 17 left. So they're waiting for 369. Actually, they've nothing to mobilise, so... hang on. I definitely did not trace my supply for that, did I? Oh, and I tell you what else, we should have moved that guy. Yeah, I don't think points aren't an issue. I'm gonna just have a wee cheeky rewind there, not one more German point down, and move him 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that takes control what is it? Stavanger. Like I say, that there's that one up there as well, but anyway, the supply should have been, the convoy should have been up another 1 sortie for tracing supply for him. So right, so the Germans have 16, but they've nobody to mobilise, they've nobody to repair, so they're just going to do 369. Oh, that means he's not going to be able to do diplomacy. He's going to be 1 short because I moved that guy. Is that right? 16, 369, 12. Yeah, leaves me 4. As a pro-access marker on the cup, Grant. It doesn't matter though, Well, you know what? I could still leave the convoy. So let's leave the convoy, and let's just do these 3, the air units. Okay, that's then done. So that's 12 spent. 9 even. Yeah. 9. So that leaves me with 7. And we'll leave the convoy and we'll do the diplomacy. Right, for the French, the French have only 8 points left, but all they need is 6. So that's their 2 air units here. Oops, here and here. So I'll get 4s on them. Okay, so that cost them 6 of their 8. So they do have 2 left, but... Oh, yeah, they've got the... yeah, I did have 1 spare, didn't I? Yeah, they've got 1 guy to mobilise, so that's fine. Well, that's not in this step at the moment, so we'll bring him in shortly. And then the British, right, Well, they've got, how much have they got? They've got 12. Well, they definitely want their 2 air units, so that's 6 of their 12. So let's fix these 2 air units first. Right, that's their 2 air units reduced by 2 sorties each. And that was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, he's only down, he's got 6 left. So maybe not diplomacy for them. I don't think it matters for them. I think they should more. What's this? Oh yeah, that's their unit, yeah. So if I've got 6 left, I've nothing to mobilise or anything. I've nothing to repair. Yeah, I mean, they either don't repair these convoys and do diplomacy, or how did they spend so much point? I mean, it's 4 points to activate their 2 units, isn't it? How much are they on? Factory count's 9. Factory lost 1, 8. So 16 they start with. 4 less 4 for activating the 2 units is 12. And I've just spent 6 for the units, and that's put me down to 6. Yeah, that's right. So it's not that it's wrong. The Germans are going to do diplomacy this turn, so the Russians are going to draw out the cup as well, though. Well, unless that area seas marker gets drawn by the Germans. And if that happens, right, okay, I'm gonna repair the 2 convoys this one time, and then from now on in, I think the convoys should last the rest. Well, in fact, they might have been able to last the rest of the game anyway. Well, let's refresh them now anyway. So that was another 6 points. So that wipes the British out. Okay. So then got upgrade, no upgrades, mobilisation, no. And the French do have this guy that we tried to bring back the last time. Make sure you bring him in reduced though, Grant. Well, I did bring him in reduced. It was the one before that I didn't. So that cost 1 more point. It's just a leg unit. So I think before we'd put him in Leon, but is that still our thinking? They've got things pretty well shored up here. Yeah, I think because that's not a... Is it? I mean, they would have to go over there, but... I can't just bash my way through anyway. You know, it's... Like Stuart had mentioned, you're going to have to watch the supply. This is... Yeah, it's going to be tricky. I'm just going to put in Leon then, okay? So that was only mobilisation, nothing else. And then diplomacy, right, well the Germans are going to spend the 5. They had 7 left, they've got 2. And we're going to go into the cup and see if they can find that pro-axis marker. Right, go for that one. They do. I'd rather that didn't happen, because that's going to mean that I'm going to have to activate some country, am I not? Well, you know what I'm going to do, just to speed up things a little bit, I'm just going to put the 2, well, unless you choose somewhere else, Grant. And this counts as a normal success, doesn't it? It's not a restricted one, is it? So in actual fact, this is one that you could put in Sweden, couldn't you? I want to say. I need to open my tablet up, because that's not got the rules in my rule book, is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can just double this up and activate Yugoslavia. So, or I could have done Romania as well. One of the 2. I'll do that. I'm just going to leave them both there, and hopefully I'll remember when I come back to the next part to activate that country as an Axis ally. Yeah, okay. Right, the British can't do diplomacy. The Soviets can. They're going to go in. I better get the area seized here as well. So they're going to go in looking for that last area seized marker. They get they get the area seized. So I want to say now that both of them come out. They don't go back in the cup now. I'll just set them off to the side there a bit, so because I want to keep them together. Because that is the last one. So well, I can still do it. It's not. So the seeded marker for Karelia, is that Karelia? If it's pronounced like that. That goes in the Soviet seeded box up there. And then what also happens is the Axis get a pro-Axis marker in the capital of Finland, which is Helsinki. Yeah. And that's it. And the Soviets, I think, now don't take part in the diplomacy anymore, I believe. Is that right? The area seized are out of the cup. So there's only 2 no events in the cup now. And yeah, that's that. And I'll activate Yugoslavia next time I come to play. I'm just want to finish this off. So victory check and then end the turn. There's no victory check. End of the turn. Well, what do you know? What's coming back? British tanks and French tanks. Of course they are. So yeah, I'm gonna keep coming back to haunt you, Grant. So that's the British in Paris all sitting waiting, got their tanks available again. And maybe the French tanks in Calais, possibly. Yeah, I'm not that sure. I thought I was going to be comfortable about getting through this and achieving victory for the Axis, but I'm not so sure now. I'm not so sure at all. Which is good in a way. It's making it more challenging. I know some folk, this is not historically how it happened, but that's the whole point. It's a game, remember? It's a game, and the designers kept it. He wants to keep it historical, but also with the chance that this could happen and that could happen and the weather could be wrong and, I'm sure a lot of things in the war could have changed dramatically by just little things, little random events and things happening. So, and it's a game. We're wanting to enjoy it. We're wanting the Western faction to have a chance, aren't we? Maybe this could have happened. Maybe the Western Desert Force could have came up out of Egypt and something else could have took care of Egypt and they could have got on with it and the RAF could have been just running riot here. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's a temptation to maybe see if we can take the British air out of the game. I think the fact this is out of range is a problem. We're going to have to spend the sortie to move it. That's probably what I should have done with that, rather than use it down here. But anyway. Right, I better get away for now. That's an hour and 15 minutes-ish coming up, isn't it? Right, don't think I'll be back tomorrow. Going away for a couple of nights with Tracy. So I'm off over the weekend though, so we're going to be Thursday, Friday, and then I'm not back to work till Wednesday or something. So I'll get back after that, and hoping my cold's on its way out. It's not as bad for sure. So anyway. Right, okay, I'll get back with the next part sometime soon. Cheers.